We thank you for our lives, and we thank you for these good people. We thank you for all that we are and all that we are to become. We dedicate our time spent together and our relationships with one another to you. We ask that our suffering be ended and our pain be lifted to the love and to the peace that lay beyond. Aho, amen, and namaste. Okay, I'm early. I'm early. I'm breaking the trend. Okay, I'm going to start by grabbing our angel cards and then off we go. And you know what? I think we've got some Archangel Michael coming in today, so I'm bringing in the Archangel Michael deck. Tana saying greetings. Hi, everybody. I'm on a streaming platform, unless you're on Insta. So I need your name if you want a clearer reading. It just helps me lock in. It won't stop me, but it helps me. Okay. First person, can I have a reading? I love Michael. Yeah, I've got the Archangel Michael deck today. I think we called on him. You know, like when they say, if you say someone's name too many times. I think that's what happened with Archangel Michael. Okay, so can I have a reading? Yes, of course you can. Your card is Divine Life Purpose. So that last 2022 really taught me major lessons in Divine Life Purpose. And one of the biggest lessons that I learned is that I had to do what was required of me and not just what I wanted to do. And I also learned that with your divine life purpose, you often have to prioritize it over things. So if you guys don't know, you don't know me personally very well, you haven't really, lived with me or etc. But when I'm a homebody, I like having a clean kitchen. I like having a clean house. I like things to be, I'm not like organized, but I do like to have things in a certain level of order. So for me to prioritize my work, prioritize my divine life purpose, for me to see that there are dishes in the sink or laundry needing to get done and choose to do more content or more copy or have another conversation with a prospective student, that was really hard for me because I still had that belief that a woman's role is to be like a homemaker. So it was really a big shift for me to make my divine life purpose it wasn't number one. God is number one, right? But then that divine guidance is what comes through, is what will not just give you the most happiness, but what will give your family and humanity the most peace and the most growth. So this is like, you can see that this angel's like literally bowed over in prayer, and the rainbows behind them, it's a symbol of surrender. Like, surrender to your divine life purpose. Stop fighting it. Stop trying to make yourself small. Stop focusing on mediocre tasks. Give yourself the time and the space required for your divine life purpose to be a serious project, right? Please, please, please surrender. And you can see this angel's wearing purple. So it's an energy of really clearing out negative energy and of surrounding yourself with high vibrational people, high vibrational situations, high vibrational opportunities. And this is such an important thing for you to understand, is that building your dream takes just as much energy as the trauma did, right? Success takes energy, just like failure takes energy. Okay, but it does take energy. And where most of us don't see is that when we're planning for success, you need to make time to work on your projects, time to work on your courses, time to work on the oracle card deck, time to write the book, right? You have to actually make the time. So we're just going to call on Archangel Michael and help him clear away the time so that you can actually focus on your divine life purpose. Okay. Hi, Shema. Okay. We have spot on. Yeah, I know. Divine life purpose. Archangel Michael always is. Okay. Let's have a look, because there's lots of questions pouring in here. So okay, Dubravka is asking, can the angels tell me what's next in my love life? Thank you very much. Okay, I love asking Archangel Michael stuff because he's just so blunt, and that just is after my own heart. I'm just right to the point. So the cards always come in so strong when I work with Michael, because we have this similar personality. Oh my God, it's the same one again, guys. It's divine life purpose. So it's not just your career as like the courses that you're going to create, the books that you're going to write that are an important part of your divine life purpose. So is your soulmate relationship. And they're showing me that this is connected, that you teaching people about their soulmates is deeply connected to your own soulmate area. And I'm getting really sucked into you needing to heal your divine masculine. You've done a lot of work on your feminine energy, but you haven't healed your divine masculine, and we have both. And when the male side of the family line is damaged, the inner feminine has no place to rest, has no container, right, to be held in, and is terrified of being provided for, because being provided for feels like abuse, feels like humiliation, feels like not vulnerability, but like raw, like an open wound, right? Or like slavery sometimes. So they're saying to really go in there and have a look at the healing the divine masculine. What happened to the masculine? And it's important to have a look at that. If you think that men are struggling more than women, men commit suicide more, men aren't graduating from university, they're not finishing high school, they have higher levels of mental health problems, there's something going on massively in the divine masculine. There's war trauma, there's PTSD, there's a crisis around masculinity. So it's this energy of healing that inside your family line, because it's leading you, your wounded masculine then leads you to attract wounded male partners, right? Because we always have both. We have male and female energy, and we major in female or major in male, but we have both, right? So when our male isn't healed, it's very difficult to attract and hold on to a loving divine life partner. And we also project all of our unhealed stuff onto our partner, right? If our father was a bad father, if our uncle wasn't good with money, if our brother was abusive, all of this stuff gets projected onto the gender until we heal it, until we make space to heal it, right? So Archangel Michael just wants to come in. So anybody that wants an instant healing on their divine masculine and on their masculine ancestors, let's ask for Archangel Michael to come in and do that now. Good. And I'm also going to bring in the law of compassion, because some of you are really lacking compassion for the masculine. So we have to bring that in. There's no healing without compassion. There's no healing without trust. And it's like, well, they don't deserve it. It's like every being on the planet deserves compassion. And I'm going to be really honest here. You have no idea. You have no idea what it's like to walk in a man's shoes, just like they have no idea what it's like to walk in a woman's shoes. Okay, so get off your high horse. Stop letting your ego tell you that you understand. You do not understand. That's the first part of healing, is to come at relationships from an empty cup. You do not understand someone else's life. You cannot walk in somebody else's shoes. Get off your high horse, because that's what's required to judge, right? I know what they did and I would have done something different. You are not them. You're not carrying any of their energies, any of their ancestral baggage, any of their beliefs. You are not them. You do not understand what it's like to be them, to see the world through someone else's eyes. So drop all the judgment and let the law of compassion come in, so that you can actually get the healing you've been asking for. There we go. Okay. Going to do a quick energy break and then off we go. Oh, there's a few questions coming on here. Here is saying, what's my guidance for this month? Okay, let's have a look. Archangel Michael, what's Here's guidance for this month? Oh, you are special. Okay, you are special. So they're saying to clear away. You can see this angel's like looking down, and the whole energy of this woman is, I don't feel worthy. I don't feel like I'm enough. And the angels are saying it's so important that you understand that your gifts are unique to you, that there is nobody like you on this earth. God does not make copies, and that your gifts are important. They really, really matter. They're really, really going to help people. So it's working on all the places in your childhood and in your other lifetimes where you were made to feel not special enough, not good enough, or you were taught that thinking you were special was arrogant or bigoted or bad or dangerous, if that makes sense. Okay, so we're going to call on Archangel Michael and just do a healing. We're just going to ask him to destroy all the walls, all the energetic walls that you have to feeling special. Okay, there we go. We have another quick look. And is saying, what is the most important action I need to take to move ahead? Thank you. Okay, Archangel Michael, we're on it. I got the most amazing turmeric mix. I got the most amazing turmeric mix because my husband bought it and then didn't use it, but it's turmeric and maca and cinnamon. And oh my God, I just made the best turmeric latte thing ever in my little cat cup. So that was just so nice. Oh, okay. Manifest. So they're showing me that you're going from there's almost like an energy of you scanning the situation and you going, I'm trying to figure out the energies so I can navigate them. And Archangel Michael's going, you create the energy, you create the situation. You need to own your power. There's a real energy of you are creating this. So don't get into the energy of I have to read it and then adapt myself accordingly, which most women do, right? We read the situation, then we see how we can either avoid the conflict or how we can get around it. So manifest, what is it that you want to come from the situation, and then do the healing work. So we do this a lot in theta healing, as we do future readings and about a particular situation, or we scan a particular situation and we see what the outcome is going to be unless the energy changes or unless we change the manifestation, and then we release the belief so that we can actually have what we want. So can we just start by releasing all of your beliefs that you have no power, that you don't create the situation? Any areas where you're giving your power away, or where you're waiting to see what your husband thinks or your boss thinks or your colleague thinks or your friend thinks, instead of actually thinking, what is it that I want? What is my heart's desire? Oh, and Archangel Michael's actually going, you haven't asked me to help you manifest. So if you want the manifestation angels, you have to ask them. So let's just take a moment to invite and to ask the manifestation angels to come into our life and to help us with our manifestations. There we go. Okay, that's looking good. Okay. Can I please get a reading on my career and money? Yep, let's have a look. Show appreciation. Oh, I can hear the whiplash. I'm so sorry. I told you Archangel Michael's kind of fun to do readings for because, oh my gosh, it's just the honesty. You're lacking gratitude. Lacking gratitude for what you have. It's just become about how quickly can I get the next manifestation, or can I get what I want? And what's the way that people get promotions, the way that people get opportunities. 80% of jobs are offered through word of mouth, through connections, right? Through networking. So when you're looking to improve your career, you have to treat other people in your work environment with love, with appreciation. And that's not easy to do. It's not easy to do when you're overwhelmed, when you have too much work on your plate, and when you're dealing with someone else's mistakes. But guess what? Everyone else in your office is dealing with your mistakes. You're not perfect either. You're not easy either, right? So can we just release all of these walls around you in your career and your work, so that you can actually pour love into the space that you're in, fill the space that you're in. Start praying for your work colleagues. Start praying for your work environment, because then one of two things is either going to happen. You're either going to get offered another job and you're going to shift into an environment that's healthier for you, or the environment that you're in will be transformed, changed. There we go. So I close my eyes, guys, because I'm literally witnessing the healing happening for the person that's getting the reading. I'm not just going into trance. I am following my years of training and witnessing so that it manifests for you and with you. Okay. Hi, Sky. It's Carolina. Hi, gorgeous. It's see me waving. I can feel my hormones are imbalanced, but I don't know the root cause. Can the angels help me? And how can I heal this? Yep. Let's have a look. Oh, jumping card. Okay. Pray. I love this card deck. I love, love, love this Archangel Michael card deck. Pray. So for your hormones when it comes from metaphysics, and you guys know I specialize in medical intuition and that I teach Medical Intuitive Mastermind, which is a certification program to turn you into a really good medical intuitive so that you can start your career as a medical intuitive in 6 months, fully insured, and actually start your clinic or your practice, right? So when you're dealing with hormones, the endocrine system, you are dealing with blocks in communication, okay? Because your hormones and your nervous system work together. The nervous system pulses out electricity, and then the hormones either carry or conduct the electricity required for that communication to happen, and then for the organs to respond and the cells to respond in a particular way. Okay, so when we're doing prayer or manifestation work, we're opening up communication with the being that matters the most, God, right? So that divine connection with God is what allows you to actually let go of your fears, let go of your problems, let go of how you really feel to the only being that will ever be able to hold all of it, carry all of it, understand all of it, right? Process all of it without getting hurt, without getting triggered, without manifesting something negative, without damaging the relationship. So whenever your communication is blocked, the first step to unblocking it, and therefore the first step to balancing your hormones, is that connection with Creator. So pray. So we're just going to do a prayer together. Dear Creator, all it is, I'm having real problems with my hormones, but I know that the issue is never the issue. I know that my estrogen represents mother wounds and my progesterone represents daughter wounds. I know that my FSH and my pituitary gland are all involved in my hormonal creation process. And I also know that on a metaphysical level, all problems with emotions come from me feeling like nobody cares what I think. I can't really communicate my truth, and my needs aren't valid. I'm feeling like I'm silenced. I'm feeling like my emotions don't matter, and I'm feeling trapped. I'm really afraid that I made the wrong decision, that I chose the wrong people to communicate with in my life. And I'm feeling scared, and I'm stuffing all these feelings, and I'm stuffing all these emotions, and I can't stop. Of my own power, of my own strength, I can't stop, because I need people to like me. I need my family. I need some people to love me too much to be able to be honest about how angry I really am, how much I'm comparing my life to the dreams that I had, and what I really want for myself. I can't really tell people how unhappy I really am. So I need a miracle. I need a shift in perspective from one of fear to one of love. And I need you, because I know that you are more powerful than every obstacle that stands in my way. And I know that not only can you balance my hormones, but that you can work on and dissolve the true mountain, the true root cause that's manifesting as this imbalance. And you can bring my life back into balance, my decisions back into balance, my communication back into balance. So I'm inviting you, Creator, to do that now. Aho, Amen, Namaste. Okay. Okay. Melam Bianca is saying, what is my biggest soulmate block? Okay, let's ask Archangel Michael, see what comes up. Oh, dreams. So what I'm getting when I get this card is an energy of comparing the real soulmate to the dream, or the what they call the stealth soulmate expectations for the real person. So it's what are your dreams? What was the dream guy in your head? And how does your soulmate differ from that? There's a card in the Angel Oracle card that keeps popping into my head, which is Release your expectations. Release your expectations. So we're going to get Archangel Michael to come in and help release your expectations. Because often we actually have higher standards for our soulmate than we do for ourselves, which is not only unfair, but it stops us from being loved, and it stops them from being loved. So let's just release the expectation so that you can actually love the person as they are. It's become this, when I was doing the Anthony Robbins relationship program, it became one of the things he discusses, the levels of relationship. And one of the levels of relationship is bargaining. And Anthony Robbins actually calls it prostitution. It's when you're saying, I'll do this for you if you do this for me. Right? It becomes this transactional exchange. If you change your behavior, then I'll be nice to you. If you do this, then I'll love you. There is no love in a conditional environment. And when you first meet your soulmate, what will you do for them? Anything. Right? So can we just release you from going into and manifesting relationships from, but they have to be like this in this already defended, guarded, energetic position, so that you can actually allow yourself to fall in love with someone, all of them. Okay, and there's a lot of bitterness coming out of your heart right now. So anybody that has a lot of bitterness and this wall of, I'm never going to trust again, but you're asking me to settle, you're asking me to lower my standards. Look, you have to know your values. Values are different than standards. Values are things like courage, integrity, compassion, but they're not pedestals on which to judge our soulmates on. We live in a generation of people where I think we're the most lonely generation when it comes to soulmate relationships, because we just discard people. And we also, what's the word for it? We also don't apply our values to ourselves. We're just applying our values to other people, which shows a profound lack of integrity. Right? So it's not about me asking you to lower your standards, but raising your standards is not about raising the bar for someone else. Raising your standards is about raising the bar for you. So can we show you that it's not about criticizing them or criticizing you. It's about you being better than you were yesterday. And that's what really raising the bar for somebody else is are they better than they were yesterday? Are they doing better than they were doing a year ago? Not are they meeting your expectations? That person has their own soul path. They have their own soul journey. They have their own soul growth, of which you are a part of. But it's bigger than you. It's bigger than them. So when we get into this ego idea of, I know where they should be, I know what they should have mastered, I know where they are, you not only does the judgment block the miracle, right? But it actually stops you from finding somebody that has compassion, that has integrity, that has discipline, because you're lacking those things. It takes discipline to be kind. It takes discipline to persevere in difficult relationship situations. It takes discipline to forgive. It takes discipline to have mercy, right? It takes no discipline to tell somebody that you don't like them and that they should just disappear, or to ghost them forever, right? That's not standards, and it's not discipline, and it's not values. It's just fear. So can we release the fear and the belief that if you behave this way, then you'll get what you want, because you've already had the experience. You've behaved this way and it's not working. There we go. Okay. I'm going to go down here again. Okay, Doreena's saying, hi, Sky. Can I have Can I have a scan? What messages for me? Okay, let's have a look with Dorina. Oh, and 2. Love yourself, learn something new. Love yourself and learn something new. So there's an energy of I already know, I already have figured out this. There's like nothing new for me to discover. So they're saying that you need to learn new things. You need to get out of the rut that you're in, and you need to love yourself enough to make time for you to stimulate yourself, to make time for you to challenge yourself. So we're just going to bring in Archangel Michael and just cut all the cords to the lie that you already know everything. Nobody knows everything. I don't know who this is for. I don't think this is for Dorina, but there's someone listening that Archangel Michael's telling me to say, acting like you know everything when you are just trying to hide the fact that you don't fully understand or haven't mastered something is it doesn't work. Okay. So if you're like, oh, there's no point in marketing because you don't understand marketing. Oh, there's no point doing sales because you don't understand sales. If you're like, oh, I'm never going to hire somebody, I can do it all by myself because you haven't mastered the hiring process. Right? If you're like, oh, I'm not getting in a soulmate relationship because you haven't learned to master your emotions or you don't have very high emotional intelligence. Oh, I'm not going to get therapy. Therapy is a waste of time because you're afraid of what's going to come up, right? So there's no point pouring pink paint over shit. When you see the wound, it's going to take time and energy to resolve it and to heal it. And particularly in Western culture, women are often doing themselves a disservice because they're allowing themselves to get hurt. And they're putting themselves in situations where it's taking a lot of healing, where if they just listened to their values in the first place, they would never have been in that situation, right? And what you're doing is dealing with a wound instead of dealing with regret. It is sad when somebody isn't your person. It is sad when that date is never going to work out. It is sad when you thought that an employee was going to be good and they're not. It is sad when you thought someone had integrity and they didn't. It is sad when you thought that was your spiritual teacher and it turns out they're not a good fit. But it's not as sad as you spending months and months and months pretending that relationship works when it was never for you. Okay, so can we just get Archangel Michael to come in and vacuum all the illusions or the lies that you're telling yourself? Everywhere you're pretending that things are working where they're not working. Anywhere where you feel like you'd regret leaving a toxic situation when actually, right, when actually that would give you more time and more energy and more good in your life. Okay. Okay, Jennifer Morgan saying, hi, beautiful. I would love some guidance on how to get out of my own way. So much resistance and sabotage. So before I even draw the deck, I can hear Archangel Michael screaming in my ear, you need to do the healing. So I've talked a bit about how we sabotage, and it comes from us making a vow in childhood or in another lifetime that we're never going to get hurt again. And you can avoid suffering in life, but you can't avoid pain. Right? It can be the pain of growth. It can be the pain of self-actualization. It can be the pain of letting go. But life has pain in it. It doesn't have suffering, but it does have pain in it. And when you make that vow from the mind of a child, I'm never going to get hurt again, you then sabotage anything new, because when you're in a new environment and you don't know what you're doing, whether you're riding a bike or whether you're learning how to run a business or whether you're getting clients, you can't defend yourself yet. You haven't figured out how to protect yourself. So you're more exposed, right? Exposed to injury, exposed to challenges, exposed to getting hurt. There's a higher chance that you'll get hurt, whether that's getting married or whether that's dating or whether that's, getting a new client, doesn't matter. That vow, I'm never gonna let anyone hurt me again. It will just mean that you get to a certain level and you sabotage everything that you do, right? So let's just start by sending that inner child or that aspect of you from the past life so much unconditional love. believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. So what we tend to do when we go into dialogue with the inner child or with the persecutor, the person that hurt the inner child, right, is that we tend to tell them everything's okay. You know, you're no longer in that situation. It's finished now. So you complete the trauma. You know what most people don't do, and one of the things that makes my healing sessions so incredible is that I listen. I actually ask that inner child, "What are you feeling? What happened?" You know, and the same thing with the persecutor, and sometimes even with the rescuer, because I don't walk into a trauma or a hologram and assume I know. And it was if you guys haven't heard of Alberto Vallaldo, I really love his work. He's a Brazilian shaman, and he talks about journeying and going back to heal the inner child, or going back to heal different aspects of yourself. But one of the things he talks about the shaman doing is dialoguing with everybody inside the memory or the hologram. Now, there often isn't time to dialogue with everybody, but at least the victim, the perpetrator, and the dialogue with the perpetrator is also often called forgiveness work. And the rescuer doesn't just tell you what needs to be healed, it tells you what needs to be cleared. And it also tells you what it needs to be replaced with, right? So it's going in and actually asking that inner child, what is it? How did it get hurt? What is it afraid of happening? And listening for the answers. Okay. Not just assuming that you know the answers. I love Judy Dragon's work as well. So you can go and have a look at some of the muscle testing questions she gets to do with the inner child. But you cannot bypass the inner child's emotions and feelings. You have to release the emotions and feelings, because it's them being trapped in the unconscious mind or in the body. If they're trapped in the body, they can create procrastination or anxiety or depression or disease. If they're trapped in the mind, they often create the self-sabotage patterns and the unconscious defense mechanisms like projection, transference, manipulation, domination, things like that. So if they're trapped in the body, they will often create anxiety, depression, physical pain. But if they're trapped in the mind, it's the games that we play to avoid feeling the feelings. So let's just call it Archangel Michael and do a clearing of your fear around actually being with the emotions of your inner child and of the different past life versions of you. Instead of just going in to fix them, actually going in to love, understand, hear them. Okay. Can I have a card? Yep, you can. Let's do this. Allowing love. So this one actually came out upside down, which tells me that you're blocked. So let's just get Archangel Michael and just dissolve this giant wall to allowing love in. Just pulling down this energy wall. And sending this young woman that got her heart broken so much unconditional love. We're going to bring in Archangel Shamuel and Archangel Raguel to help her with that. Okay. You are understood. Okay, that's the next card. You are understood. So can we just bring in the virtue of understanding yourself, understanding your inner child, understanding others? And also knowing that being understood doesn't mean you're going to get your own way. So one of the things that the ego does is it's like, if you understood me, you'd do what I wanted me to do. And that's not true. Someone can understand you completely and still disagree with you. Okay? There we go. That's looking a bit better. Hello, Skylar. Can I ask about my work situation? Tried to connect to the Hungarian energy and still nothing. However, an interview came up. Any more insight? Let's ask Archangel Michael. What's the real deal here? You are loved. I don't know if there's a romantic relationship involved in you moving to this country, but they're saying that you're not sure whether you want to settle here because you're not sure if you're loved. So the card is you are loved, right? This person is somebody that you are right to make the move for, and that they do love you. So can we bring in the truth that you are loved and that it's safe for you to build a life here? And we're going to pull the belief I am loved no and replace it with the belief I am loved yes. Okay. Dear Sky, I'm experiencing a deep fear, sometimes all the way to panic attack when the night comes. What can be the cause? How can I stop them? It started happening months ago. Thank you. So my love, this is one that genuinely requires a proper healing sessions. I would say probably 1 to 8 healing sessions, probably with somebody that specializes in anxiety. But something happened. Right? And you got trauma, you went through a trauma, and that is now manifesting um panic attacks and night terrors. So you're going to have to slow down and have a look at where the wound is in your unconscious, and make the time and the space to resolve it. It's often, especially when it comes to panic attacks, I would say 99% of the panic attacks I've worked with, it's never what you think it is. It's never the trauma that you actually remember. There's always something else going on. So it normally requires someone you really trust, so that will go deep with you into your unconscious mind, and that you will act that you trust enough on an unconscious level to let see a part of you that was humiliated or that was really terrified, and trust that they will actually help you. But it's what I said about yesterday. I made a reel about illnesses being created often months or years before they manifest. And it's the same thing with mental health problems, with anxiety or depression. Um, it's often something that's created months before it manifests. It's just something like what they call like the straw that breaks the camel's back, and then the PTSD kicks in, or it goes from being anxiety to being anxiety attacks. So the person's often struggled with this for a long time before it escalates to another level. So anxiety is actually the core trauma for you. It's not a small deal. It's just that you've been avoiding it for so long or ignoring it for so long, that it's not. It's finally saying, I'm not going to go away. You're going to have to make time and space for me. So we're going to get Archangel Michael in and just release your unworthiness of having this healed, the unworthiness of getting help with this, and the belief that anxiety is incurable, or that you have to do it yourself. Okay. Amelia saying, hi, Sky. Could you please ask the angels what's going on with my coccyx? I can't sit. Ever since the wealth consciousness 5 years ago. Okay, that's what's coming up. You are loved. So when it comes to deep lower spine, it's often about not being supported financially, and a deep shame. So most women that I've helped with coccyx issues, it's been that they know that they are really, really angry with their partner, and they've actually fallen out of love with the partner that they're married to or they're in a relationship in, and they're afraid of they know that if they made money, they know that if they stepped into wealth, they would leave their partner, but they haven't even admitted it to themselves yet, because they feel so ashamed of having fallen out of love with someone. So if you've fallen out of love with someone, you can fall back in love with them again, right? You can ask Creator for help if that's what you desire. But if you're in denial about not being in love with someone anymore, then that's going to be a problem. There's also some real humiliation that I'm feeling coming up around your coccyx as well, along with the shame. So we're just going to vacuum the shame and the humiliation out of your coccyx area. And we're going to call on Archangel Raphael and his band of mercy to do an instant healing on your coccyx. Okay. Hi, Sky. I'd love a reading on how I can heal from my last breakup. Okay, let's have a look. Same, divine life purpose, and you're understood. So when I'm looking at this for you around divine life purpose, the biggest block in all of your other lifetimes to you fulfilling your divine life purpose has been your soulmate relationship. So it's about healing that trauma, so that you feel worthy of having your own purpose, that's a purpose outside of a soulmate relationship. One of the biggest reasons why soulmate relationships get so damaged is because we believe that our partner is our purpose. They're our meaning and our purpose in life. And we have a divine life purpose given to us by God that's about humanity. It's much bigger than our soulmate, right? It's about making the world a better place. It's about making a bigger impact and more change. So, and you can see what's happening right now. There's famine, there's plague, there's war, in many parts of the world, and there always has been. So there's a lot for us to be doing that's much bigger than just us being in, finding our meaning just in a soulmate relationship. There's so much more to life. Your soulmate relationship is supposed to be the container within which you become that light that you're capable of being for the world, but it is not a substitute for your divine life purpose. So can we just release the belief that your soulmate relationship is your divine life purpose? And that if you get into a soulmate relationship, it will block your divine life purpose. And it's very true for a lot of women that that's what happens, right? They get a partner who doesn't really help with doesn't really help with the kids, doesn't really help with the house, doesn't really help with anything, and they end up taking care of everybody at the same time as being made fun of for how stressed they are and how unhappy they are, which is a really toxic situation to be in, right? So it's important to release the belief that your soulmate's going to interfere with your divine life purpose, because then that's what's going to manifest, right? Let's release that and let's replace it with the belief that your soulmate 100% supports and empowers you in your divine life purpose, and that you fully support and empower yourself in your divine life purpose, and you know that it matters, and you know that it's important. There's some sort of bargaining going on here when I'm tuning your energy into your energy. Like, I don't want my purpose if I'm not going to get my soulmate. It's not how it works. Normally, you end up meeting your soulmate when you're on your purpose. Like you meet the right partner for your purpose, if you're on your purpose. But if you're not doing your purpose, you meet people that take you off the path because guess what? You're not on the path. So you're a vibrational match for people that aren't on the path either. So let's release that now. Hi, Skylar. I'm going into a deep healing for father wound. I was doing it since a long time, but more layers come out. Advice from you and the angels. So, if you don't spend enough time with the part of you that's hurt or wounded, right, then it keeps leaking. The other reason that you can get stuck in a father wound is that you are thinking that you're healing a father wound from your childhood in this lifetime, and actually, you're healing the father wound from every lifetime that you've been a father, every lifetime that you've had a father. The father wound is much bigger than your childhood in this life. Okay, so I'm going to draw a card for you. But they're showing me that you're afraid of your anger. So you're not really expressing your feelings. You're trying to heal you're trying to heal a childhood trauma from the mind of an adult and going straight into the I forgive you instead of actually allowing your inner child to share its feelings. So it's important to share feelings. It's important to release feelings. And you can do that with echo tapping. You can do that with medical intuitive technique. You can do that with the forgiveness exercise and theta. But the feelings are important. Patience. Infinite patience equals immediate results. That's one of my favorite Course in Miracles posts. And they're saying that you'd be best served going out in nature. You can see the trees in the background, right? And the sun is setting in this card. So the energy of the sun is setting on this issue. You are close to the end. You might want to muscle test to give yourself an idea. So whenever I'm getting anxious about not being able to heal a problem or where I am, you can use muscle testing to be like, this issue is 50% complete, this issue is 100% complete, this issue is 25% complete, so that you know where you are on your journey and you're not feeling like you're flailing about in the dark. And you also know how much a healing has cleared, right? Because if you muscle test after the healing, it's like this issue is done, it's done. But if you muscle test after a healing and it's like this issue is still there, then you know you still have work to do. You can find out how much you cleared, right? But it's that energy of surrender. That angel was in green, so it's heart chakra, and it was lying down outside. So there's a need to return to your true nature and to be present with your real feelings, not with this good girl energy of how should I feel. Okay, Emmy004 is saying, MZ004 is on Instagram saying, do I need to move from my current job? What is my next pathway? Okay, I before I even pull the cards, I'm getting an immediate yes. So there we go, pop in card. You are not alone. So it's this, they're showing you that you're pushing everyone away. You don't want to let people see how much you're struggling, but the next job opportunity is going to actually come from a friend. Right, it's going to come from a friend, but it's this energy of coming away, coming out of isolation, and starting to tell people that you are looking for a job. Starting to tell people that another one. You're understood. They're not going to judge you for wanting another position. It's also about speaking well of yourself. There's something about this situation that's really destroyed your self-esteem, and the angels are saying, don't let it destroy your self-esteem. This one wasn't about you. This one was about unclear training and expectations, or lack of training, and no clear expectations. So it's important to start communicating and get yourself out of there as quickly as possible. So I'm going to bring in the guardian angels and get them to help you. to manifest the job. Okay. Okay. Joanna is saying, thank you for the blessings and the light. You're welcome, beautiful. Could you please give me guidance about my soulmate? I have a crush with a specific person. Why am I still in his energy while separation from his name? There's two things. When I'm looking at you, you have big cords going to this person. So we're doing Archangel Michael today. We're just going to get Archangel Michael in to cut the cords so that the relationship can release or renew. Okay. And the card that I'm getting is again divine life purpose. So there's so many of you that your divine life purpose is actually to heal this wound between the masculine and the feminine. And you know that your purpose is to teach about relationships, but you're not going deep enough in the wound within yourself. You're playing it shallow instead of playing it deep, right? You can do 1,000 healings on something. And if you're refusing to face the actual feelings and the hurt and the pain that you felt because of this break, both in the family line. If I said to you that you had to clear, right? If I said to you that you had an issue that was based on energy, but you were refusing to clear the energy, you would understand why it was stuck. It's that if a therapist says to you, if you're refusing to feel your feelings, it's the same thing because feelings are energy, right? So when you're not feeling your feelings and you're like, oh, I can heal the past without feeling the feelings, no, you can't. No, you really can't. There's a lot of people selling a lot of modalities based on this premise, and it just doesn't work, right? There's gold dust in your wounds. They are there so that you will be forced to face your fears, overcome them, and then share the nuggets of gold or the diamonds within you with humanity, right? They didn't happen by accident. They're part of our divine curriculum. So if you're really stuck on healing your childhood, I really recommend starting reading parenting books, reading things like gentle parenting books, reading things like conscious parenting, because the people that hurt us the most, even if we had very good parents, are our parents. So if you don't know what you missed, if you don't know what a good father looks like, if you don't know what a good mother looks like, how are you supposed to heal this? Right? So you need to actually start reading about what good parenting looks like and what would have been, what that child missed out on, right? So you can start to grieve the loss of your childhood, or grieve the loss of your adolescence, or grieve the loss of your connection with your mother or your father. And you can actually recognize how strong you are to have made it through that trauma, or to have made it through that situation. And it's not a blame game. It's not about blaming mom and dad. It's about transforming our relationship with ourselves, and about recognizing, right, that unless we heal the past, we will project it into the future. We will carry it with us. So you can have very healthy relationship with your parents. In fact, it will be even healthier, because the part of this process is understanding and having compassion for what they were going through, and forgiving them as well, right? Because it's really, really, really hard being a parent. And we have a lot of grace doing it with so much education and so much social media and so many people teaching parenting, which has never happened in the history of mankind. You're not alone. All right. So it's this energy of thinking, I don't want to be alone. That's the belief that's coming up again over and over again. When I'm scanning you around your soulmate, you're not alone. You have the angels, you have God, you have friends. You are not alone. Feelings are not reality. Okay. Just like thoughts are not reality. They're often not a reflection of reality. Just because we feel lonely doesn't mean that we're alone. Just because we feel anxious doesn't mean that there is something to feel anxious about. We can be responding to a memory that happened a long, long time ago. Okay? So let's just take a moment to release the belief that you're alone and to replace it with, I'm always surrounded by people that love me. Okay, that's looking good. I'm going to do one more, guys. One more. Okay, Sarah Burney is saying, does AA have an encouraging message for me about going after my goals this year, particularly going to study in Switzerland, for example, for the start of a new life there? Let's go and have a look. Oh. Oh my God, divine life purpose. So this move is part of your divine timing and a part of your divine life purpose. And there's a real strong energy actually of finding your soulmate there and of settling there. So what I'm going to do is today's been like divine life purpose, divine life purpose, divine life purpose. So let's get Archangel Michael to come in and do an energetic vacuum, pull all the fear off our divine life purpose, all the distractions away from our divine life purpose. Everything that's pulling you away from your mission, whether you feel like you don't have enough money or enough time or enough support, whether you are not taking it seriously enough, or whether you're doubting yourself, or whether it's low self-esteem or depression, whatever it is, we declare that it's bound now, that it's bound in the name of God, and that it has no hold over you, that it has no power over you. Okay, that's looking a lot better. Let's do our closing prayer. Oh, Great Spirit, Father Sky, Mother Earth, the winds, the waters, my Father, my Mother, Atanaha, all that is. We thank you for our lives, and we thank you for these good, good people. We thank you for all that we are and all that we are to become. We dedicate our time spent together and our relationships with one another to you. We ask that our suffering be ended and our pain be lifted to the love and to the peace that lay beyond. Aho, Amen, Namaste. I love you all very much.